Hello, Renfro's folks. I believe you can agree summer has hit. Hot weather is what brings on a lot of herbicide damage, particularly in the vegetable garden, particularly on tomato plants. We'll see some every single day in the next few weeks. What happens is a neighbor or a spouse or somebody is going to spray to kill weeds in their lawn or along their driveway or along their fence row, and they're not going to realize how volatile that chemical is and how it can drift. It's much like when you're pumping gas at the gas station and some falls on the ground and evaporates up quickly and you can smell it where you're walking around, or more like when you go out in your yard in the evening and you can smell somebody cooking a sirloin steak or a hot dog somewhere around the neighborhood and you can't quite tell. That's the way these chemicals that you spray on your lawn to kill weeds are, particularly when it's hot and particularly in the evening when there's a little bit of wind. So how do you tell that you've got herbicide drift? Well, the plant starts to die immediately. The chemical's doing its job. The foliage tends to twist and distort, and you think, oh, it needs water, and you water it, but it never kind of untwists. That's 2,4-D type weed killer damage. Here'll be a picture. Or somebody spraying Roundup to kill the weeds in their driveway or along their fence, and there's a different look to that. We can recognize it as soon as you come in, and we'll spend a few minutes, and you won't admit that you sprayed something, or your husband won't admit it, but that's what happens. It also can come from farmers' fields if you live near there, and it certainly can come from neighbors that have lawn services come in. It happens regularly. How do you avoid that? Well, certainly you minimize your chemical use, but you spray early in the morning when there's not much wind, and you make your droplet size with your sprayer more like drops. Don't make it a mist. Don't give it a chance to look like hairspray and go drifting across somewhere. And talk to your neighbors about it. See if you can talk them into not spraying right around your vegetable garden. If you get it, just pull the plant up and plant again. It's not contaminating the soil, it's contaminating the foliage that it hit. Typically won't hurt squash or beans or other plants, and it typically goes in one direction. So your end of your row, the 2 or 3 plants will get it and the rest won't. And you'll think, why is that the case? Well, it's whatever direction the wind was blowing. So be careful with your herbicides, minimize their use, or just do without them, and leave the clover in your lawn for the honeybees to come to anyway. We'll see you next week.